What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Manny here, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a truly epic review. It's gonna be about the GOAT, the all-time GOAT, Ondra, the man himself, my all-time favorite climbing idol, I gotta say. I will attempt in this video to somehow summarize this absolutely outstanding specimen that we got out there in terms of how he started, when did he become super popular and why, and how his kind of morphology and kind of genetics and his overall mood, his climbing style also fed into this absolutely super dominating and very successful climbing machine. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even find the words, man. Back in the day when Ondra was, getting popular, and it was just the days when I started climbing myself, and it was just this kind of mood where we came out of this Chris Sharma era. Yeah, for those guys who are old enough to remember that, the Chris Sharma era, where climbers, if you thought about rock climbers, you've got these beefy, strong-looking dudes like sunburned, with a tan, down there somewhere in Spain, like rocking hard and that kind of thing, and Ondra was kind of the first one who brought this little glimpse of the future into climbing. The stick figure, long, kind of pale, nerdish thing, going on, but completely dominating on the walls, and for a good reason, obviously, yeah, because we know as of now that the long style, the ectomorph body type with these long arms and everything is something to be afraid of, okay, in terms of climbing performance out there. It's very good, but up until then it was not so popular. It was not known that much, yeah. So I want to start this video by showing you one of the super nicest videos that I've watched, one of the first videos actually that I watched about Ondra, which came across my mind back in the day on YouTube. This video was uploaded on the 24th of January 2011, so we got 14 years ago basically. 73,000 views only, so there's a good chance that a lot of you actually might not have seen this thing so far, and you should see it because it's such a good video, I think. And it's about a route called Golpe de Estado in Siurana in Spain. The route was first ascended by Chris Sharma, the legend himself, 9B, the first, I think, 9B proposal that was out there. Let's take a look. I also love the quality, that was still the time of 720p times, on YouTube. Snow in Siurana, we can also get an impression of how freaking tough Adam was. And probably still is. I love this shot especially. It's just so good. Here it was still called a project. This should later become La Capella, another 9B, which I think there is now a 9B plus variation of or something. Just a super... his looks, man, I just love him. He was just super young back then. I mean, 14 years ago. He's now 31, if I'm not mistaken. So that's him when he was 17 or something. Yeah, 17, maybe 18. Look at that shot. I love that shot as well. Just take a look at his ankle mobility, okay? Ankle mobility. This is something that you get very envious of if you break your ankle once, or if you even pull a string in there or something like that, because usually then it swells up and the swelling never really goes back to 0%, and you lose ankle mobility that way. Here we see a completely healthy ankle in those super old school Miura's Lacers still, nothing with Velcros or anything. So these were the Miura Lacers epic shoes. I had them as well. And look at his flexibility, man. How he's cramping himself into this small position. This is something where usually the short guys would shine underclings with high feet, but he still manages to pull it off here with this crazy drop knee and crazy ankle mobility. It's details like this, which make shots like these special. Damn, overhanging as frick. Look at the quick draw. This was not exaggerated steepness or anything. Look at this quick draw here in particular, which is coming down here completely vertically. Yeah? And Siorana is such a great spot. It's amazing. Natural holes there. Look at these naturally bad pockets. The music, man. Then the weird Ondra clip. The weird somehow from the back thumb Ondra clip in the overhang, you know. It's just great material, man. Great material. Like, imagine myself, like 14 years ago I was 20 years old, man. I was watching this, getting just super hyped about Siorana, wanting to go there, and in the meantime I've been there 2 times. It was epic times. Like, look at this overhang, and this is not it looks like it's not that big, right? Because he's looking at it from afar here. But this overhang here is like, I don't know, is it somewhere in between 30 to 40 meters high, okay? So these are crazy big walls here. It's just such an epic climbing area. It's really made by the climbing gods to climb there, eh? And here we got, I think, one of the main lines here is Excalibur Rocca. Where does it start? I think it's somewhere starting around here. Actually, at the time when I was projecting Excalibur Rocca, there was coming down a huge piece of rock from that route, and it was just crazy dangerous actually to be there. But all the people didn't care. Everybody just wanted to climb. And you know, from Excalibur Rocca to the right, there is this route called Estado Critico, which is a 9A, maybe a little bit soft, you know. Some people say it's 8C+. And then there is Golpe de Estado, which has a completely different start, more to the right, through a super tough section, and then goes to the left, climbing into the crux of Estado Critico, which is in and of itself already 8C+ 9A. But you have to do it after a super hard entry, and this is then Golpe de Estado. Okay, so that's what Adam is trying here. And I want to, you know, emphasize here, I love the technically weird shots. Emphasize here, like, what a shot. Like, what a shot, man. You don't see these shots anymore these days because we got drones and all this kind of stuff, but these just epic shots from afar where you see the steepness of the wall properly. Look at the quick draws here. The filmer paid great attention that the steepness really is correct in this kind of shot, yeah? And also when we see filming from above, beautiful shots with all the details and how bad the holes really are. And I just want to emphasize here, when you look at him, at Adam climbing, like, watch how quick he is, first of all. Watch his dexterity. Like, keep in mind, this is not a finger strength divided by body weight monster. Not even then, when he was a lot lighter than he is now. But what he has is crazy aim, and the fascinating thing for me, honestly, is he's wearing glasses, okay? So he's not even having that of a perfect eyesight, but with glasses it seems to be just super good, and he's hitting those holes just so beautifully every time. And you can see that he's not locking this stuff off like Toby Roberts does with his finger strength, with the crazy finger strength, like 8mm one-arm pull-up finger strength. This guy never did anything like that, okay? He had to be snappy, he had to be dynamic, and every move was a catch, you know, every move was a catch. And this kind of dexterity is what made Adam Ondra so great, and this is what I appreciate about him so much, is that he was able to climb all this super hard stuff without being a absolutely crazy finger strength monster. And then he got the new guys came up, like Alex Megos, for example, who came up with a lot slower climbing style already because he could afford to, because he had much more finger strength divided by body weight already. And now we got Toby Roberts, who's even slower potentially because he's got even more finger strength divided by body weight. So I'm not even sure what's the better starting point. Maybe Adam Ondra got the better starting point with less finger strength divided by body weight, being forced to develop such a great and iconic climbing style, so snappy, so dynamic, with so much aim, right? Or is it better to have it the other way around, like have the finger strength first and then on top of that develop a dynamic climbing style to be just unstoppable and climb even harder than 9C, potentially? We will see, yeah? But this was an outstanding specimen, climbing with relatively little finger strength divided by body weight, but with so much dynamicness and with so much aim and snappiness and dexterity. entering the super steep part, like small footholds there. Ah, bad. Like, how dynamic he has to be for that move. Bang! And big moves, like big moves. Setting up and wow, small pocket there with 2 fingers, hard to hit. Like, bang, there we got it. Oh, look at how beautiful that is. Look at how beautiful that move is, and that shot where you can really see, like, the cameraman went a bit to the left to actually see into that pocket. There is the necessity to hit it with the middle finger and the index finger coming from very much down below and super steep, and you got this beautiful piece of rock. Let's watch this move one more time. Bang and bang. That's just great. Super bad heel hook there with right. Bad foothold left. Another bad heel hook with left. And big move. Big move. Oh. And did you see how freaking spanned out he was there? Like, spanned, right? Spanned. If you span out Adam Ondra like that, you got a big move, man. You got a big move, and I'm gonna show it to you. I'm just in a second gonna show you the stats of this monster, okay? What a fall. What a shot, man. What a shot. You gotta appreciate those shots if you span him out like that. And this is why probably, I mean, is there any other people apart from Adam Ondra and Chris Sharma who ever climbed that route so far? I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't, because it's just such a big move that we got going on here. What a route, man. And there is nothing there. Look at all this space without any holes. Just here something small, just here something small. And this is what we got when we get bad routes. Yeah, bad, hard routes. And beautiful drop knee crossover there. I mean, look at this ankle mobility here again. Beautiful, like how close his foot here is to the rest of his body. Beautiful drop knee here. Again, we got a side pull, On side pulls and underclings especially, drop knees shine, okay? Keep that in mind in terms of your technical development and stuff like that. Drop knee, bang. And here again, look at the ankle mobility there going. This is what we see this very often with him. Why? Because he's very tall. And if you're very tall, you gotta have a lot of ankle mobility to drop your weight down if it is needed, okay? If you wanna be shorter for a certain situation because you gotta cramp yourself into a small situation, you gotta have ankle mobility to lower yourself down and then be able to still perform, right? In that limited, and if you wanna be taller, you just simply stretch out the ankle again, and this way you get a lot of options, you know what I mean? A lot of options, a lot of versatility, being able to perform the tall guy beta and the short guy beta. This is what we have with ankle mobility and very tall people like Adam Ondra, okay, who have to have this in their toolbox, so to speak. Beautiful crossover there. And then, of course, we get something that looks like a decent edge, where taking ages to clip here, man. Taking ages. Performing again the weirdest Ondra clip, right? Weird Ondra clip in the overhang. Like, I've actually tried to mimic that kind of clipping style in my clipping technique video, which unfortunately never managed it to get published. I still, unfortunately, my freaking hard drive got stolen, where I had all the footage on with the van actually, and now I would have to reshoot everything again. But look at this weird clipping technique, yeah. But it's very useful actually in overhangs where you have to come from behind the quick draw, yeah. So very interesting. But still, he's taking ages to clip here, and yeah. Considering how fast he climbed and everything. I would have been really annoyed if I was him, if I would take still so long to clip, but yeah. Look how he's resting here in this overhang, and now he still has to climb through the crux of Estado critical, keep that in mind. This is just a crappy little rest between the super hard entry of Golpe de Estado, and now you've still got the crux of another 9A above you. What a wall. Dang. I think that actually here you got a quite nice shot on Excalibur, which is an 8B+, which I already climbed myself. Yeah, just I had to climb one route in this monster overhang, and this is actually, I think, one of the easiest routes in this whole overhang, 8B+, like 35, 40 meters, crazy. Bang. Look at the wind, man. The wind in his beautiful hair. Oh god. The wind, man. Like, and there's the sailing boat, man. Look at the freaking sailing boat to sail around the world, man. This is just on the young Adam Ondra. We see this a lot. Yeah, the not beefy at all arms or anything. Very stick figure, long legs. This was a very, very, very like ideal body composition as I would imagine it nowadays. In the meantime, he's a lot beefier. He's just testosterone kicked in, you know. He's also got a child in the meantime. Yeah, no wonder. So we change. Like people think we've grown up when we're 20, but the human body keeps changing throughout the ages, yeah, throughout the years. And as men, unfortunately for our climbing performance, we tend to get a bit heavier towards our 30s and 40s just because we're putting on a little bit more. Like for the lazy ones of us, we put it on a little bit of belly fat. Like, and for the sporty ones of us, we put it on a bit more muscle and more bone density and everything. Yeah, so we get a little bit heavier. Like, oh, lean, lean, lean. Beautiful shot. Like, look at this shot. Beautiful. You can see that there's only natural holds going on there, and this very gnarly piece of limestone rock here in Siorana. It's just so beautiful. It's such a good video, man. It's such a good video. The screams. Like, you see the camera. It's so beautiful. You just hear him scream in Siorana. How great is this edited as well, right? You see the beautiful village of Siorana and then you hear the freaking Adam Ondra scream in the back. Oh, it's just great. Like, one of the best climbing videos, and I used to watch this so often, man, to get me psyched about Siorana. It's crazy. Now I want to show you some stats, okay? Like, we're talking about this is Wikipedia, 186 centimeter tall guy, 6 feet 1 inches, 70 kilograms. Now, these 70 kilograms are without a doubt, this is his present weight. In the video that we've just seen, there was no chance in hell that he was 70 kilograms. I would rather estimate him down to about like 65, maybe 64, maybe even lower than that, yeah? But he was very young. He was only 17 years old back then. As you can see now, he's 31. So just to kind of put this into perspective, we got an extremely tall guy here. As you remember, my recommendation, my ideal recommendation is 175 centimeters. It's just on the spot. Yeah, everything above that, you really become quite tall, and the leverage that you have to overcome in your elbows and your shoulders and everything is becoming quite large. And also, you tend to get rather too tall for most situations, as we've seen now here in Golpe de Estado. This guy was spanned out on that move, and he's even got a +1 centimeter ape index here, at least according to Wikipedia here. Yeah? So we've got a tall dude with a lot of reach, man, a lot of reach. And what helps him here to compensate for his tallness, yeah, so that he can make himself a little bit shorter than he actually is his ankle mobility. As we've seen, he's just generally very, very good flexibility, which he very often uses, as we've seen in the drop knees, and we've seen him very, very often on the splits and everything, yeah. But also, and this goes under the radar for a lot of people, well, is actually very prominent to a lot of people, this very long neck that he has, okay? A lot of people know this, and there is Ondra memes about his neck out there and stuff like that, but actually not a lot of people, I think, are aware that this is actually helping him morphology-wise, because it lowers his shoulder height. And that means that this tallness, this over-exaggerating tallness is not impacting him so much, because his shoulders are lower. And from these low shoulders only are hanging these freakishly long arms, which are just very, very long, even +1 ape index. Yeah, so we've got a wingspan here of 187 centimeters. That's how long his arms are. We got also very narrow shoulders. And I've talked about this already. Wider shoulders. If a lot of your wingspan is coming through your wide shoulders, it doesn't help you as much, because your radius with your arms is still small then, yeah? But if you got very narrow shoulders and all of this wingspan is coming through arm length, you've got a wide radius, man. And wide radius always means a lot of options, yeah? A lot of options. And we're ticking all these boxes here with Ondra. And I think that this is also something, although he's that tall, he was able to climb so hard and overcoming those leverages because lower shoulder height, very, very narrow shoulders here, and very crazy ankle mobility and crazy leg flexibility. So all these things helped him to malleate, to be so moldable, to mold himself into these smaller situations as well on rock. Yeah? So much here in terms of body type and weight and height and everything, ape index. I also wanted to pull up his profile here on the Vertical Life app, where his height, interestingly, is only 185 centimeters. We don't get any weight at all or something like that. But what I wanted to show you is, and this is another aspect that I find absolutely fascinating about Ondra, and that is his mileage, okay? Let's take a look at his routes here. We're in the info category here still. So that's his last 12 months, okay? He's not that outstanding here in terms of routes, but let's look at his all-time, okay? All-time, we got over 200 routes, 9A and harder. Just that in and of itself is absolutely mind-blowing in my opinion. Like having climbed 2 8C pluses in my life, and I think I'm just hardly above 100 routes 8A and harder. That's my stats. It's crazy. I feel that this had quite an impact on my body, and it was quite tough for my body to pull this off, okay? Like all the days out there in the cold and projecting, and as we know with climbers, we like cold conditions. We need cold conditions to perform at our best, at our very best. It's tough on the body, man, to be out there in the cold all the time, and just this bottom line, okay, there's a lot of calories spent, there is a lot of training necessary to pull this off, there is a lot of days outdoors in the wild, in the wind, in the cold, in the rain, in the snow, like having cold fingers on the cold rock and everything. And this guy did 200 routes 9A and harder. Like imagine how many calories this guy burned already on that stuff. And still, when you watch him in his present videos, he still has got this freshness for him, right? He's got this freshness going. The guy doesn't look tired at all. He's still motivated to the gills, about this sport and everything. Like that I find fascinating to watch. Compared to someone like Magnus Midtbo, for example, who already looks a bit more, he's a bit older, albeit at Magnus Midtbo, but he looks already a bit more tired, a little bit more, being satisfied with the sport, having done enough with the sport, right? So that's his trend line. Also very interesting to watch. This was his absolute peak here at 14,335 points on the Vertical Life thing. You can check out how this is calculated. It's actually pretty interesting. And this was also the year where he climbed Silence. Okay, if you look at the very bottom route there. And it was, I think, probably his overall peak. 2017, so he was about 23, 24-ish years old or something. And this is also very much in line with what I've been always saying, that is the peak of your pure physical performance in terms of rock climbing. It's going to be somewhere in your mid-20s, okay? Maybe for some people it's closer towards their 30s, maybe for some people it's closer towards their 20s, their teens, but somewhere in that category. Beyond your 30s and in your 40s and stuff like that, it's going to be very, very hard to pull off stuff like this. But yeah, crazy mileage, and since then, what are we seeing? he got heavier, okay? We already saw it in silence. He had this beefier legs already. He trained them even a little bit for silence because he need to do these weird knee bars and everything. But he got a bit heavier, and consequently, or at least for me, I think consequently, his performance, his overall performance went down a bit. Yeah, if we look at these years that were to come after that crazy peak, it's still absolutely insane what he's pulling off, obviously, but he never really got up there again, you know, to the 9Bs, the 9B pluses, that kind of thing, yeah. So actually, I'm curious to see how he's doing now in this French project in the Verdun Gorge by Sepp Bouin, which he was checking out the 9C there. I made a video about it as well, right? So after that, now that we know his stats, another one of the very, very iconic videos, and this is actually in the Zillertal, filmed in the Zillertal in Austria, A Bad Day of Adam Ondra. This video is was filmed 15 years ago, so potentially this was even before his send of Golpe de Estado, yeah? Just a very, very beautifully shot video as well, where he actually does a couple of on-sites and flash attempts, yes, just another one of these. I used to watch this so many times. Like beautifully filmed, minutes to midnight, very iconic route here in the Zillertal. Look at how nice this is filmed, man. You gotta get a camera guy up there to see how small these holes are. And again, I want to emphasize here, look at how snappy he is and how he didn't find the hole from before here quickly enough, so he decided to go for the next one already, yeah? Like, look at his legs there. Lean, lean, lean. Yeah, very, very lean there. Long and lean. Long, long, long. Lean, lean, lean. Foop. Looking for the footholds. So keep in mind, these are flashes and on-site attempts that we see here, yeah? And foop. How snappy, man. Snap. A little bit more careful here, obviously, because he's on-sighting or flashing, I don't know. And you can't really jump. Bang! Just super snappy. You can't really jump that hard if you're on-sighting or flashing, because you don't know just simply how good or bad the next hole is gonna be always, right? But like absolutely insane how he climbs through this 8B plus, very, very blank. And here the fingertips digging into those edges, man. What a good video. What a good video. And you see here, I mean, not much muscle at all. This dude cannot do a freaking one-armer on an 8mm edge. Nowhere near even that power. This guy climbs with pure skill, yeah? There is not a lot of physical, and there's a lot of physical fitness obviously here as well. And look at the freaking sailing boat, and we already get the long, long, long feeling if we look at this arm, yeah? But I mean, compared to what we see in the machines of today, this is something completely different. And here, lean, lean, lean. Okay, look at these striations in that leg. And here, I think it started to rain, and everything became a bit more crappy, the conditions, and he couldn't really top it out here, I think.
Už pak nahoře začalo pršet. Takže už zatekl úplnej výles a vypadl jsem z fantáčovských boulí, jo.
I mean, how old is he here? Like freaking 15 years ago, imagine that. He must have been 16 or 15 or something, yeah? Will you at least send that 8C? I will try it. And there we go again, you know? The big Schnacksler. 8C, another very iconic line of the Zillertal, I think. Like how smooth it looks, but every move is so dynamic. Bang, another one here. a super delicate heel hook there, and then we got this piano playing edge switch. That looked gnarly, man, gnarly. Okay, made a bit of a reading mistake there. Like Adam Ondra on-sighting, really one of the most valuable lessons about how to climb as if you knew the route already. Okay, I've talked a lot about on-sighting already on the Patreon and everything. You have to climb aggressively and you have to risk a lot if you want to pull off hard on-sights like this. And you basically have to climb as if you would have projected the route for a long time already. Elements of Addiction 8B+, another on-sight attempt. Like with putting the draws on, man. Like carrying up the draws, this 8B+. Love how he slaps the wall on his way down. But like, look at how long, man, long. We get this spiderish vibes, man. When he climbs up, when he pulls himself up there on the rope, we instantly get those spiderish vibes. Look at how long his freaking legs and arms are. Bang, 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 bang. Long. Lean. Look at this leg here. Lean. And this is the young Adam Ondra, man. This is really where for the first time when I saw this, okay, it looked like the era of the beefy, muscular climbers is coming to an end, and we're gonna see kind of lean nerds like this, the pale, lean nerds like this dominate, right? Like bringing on a new era of hardcore rock climbing. It's also just so good, man. Dolby surround. This gotta be Dolby surround, man. Absolutely iconic line by Kilian Fischhuber, man himself. The screams. They always silence the music a bit so that we can hear those screams, man. The screams are just... They already knew back then that this is gonna be a meme one day. Here another beautiful shot here from the side, where we actually can appreciate the steepness of this climb. Look at how vertical the quick draws are hanging. Beautiful. Also such an iconic line. Like on this arête, starting on this overhanging arête. And look at how just long, man. Long. Like where his elbow is here and where his head is, okay? This is a very good mark always to see how long somebody really is. Very narrow shoulders here, lots of... Imagine the radius of this arm here, going all around in one circle. Like how many options there are. Very natural line. Look at these natural features. This is just so reminiscent of the past, man. He was still coming up, you know. It was already clear to us all that he's gonna be the future. And for the first time, Chris Sharma, this absolute legend, seemed to be contested by someone, right? And everybody was like, I still remember in the gym how they all were talking like, this new kind of stick figure, Soletti boy, you know, how will he ever climb as hard as Chris Sharma, the man himself? And now I got the same feeling with Toby Roberts, man. Gotta be honest with you, Toby is just similarly to these days. Similarly to these days, I feel that Toby could be another league for his own than Adam Ondra. So yeah, that's the end of that video. Just so nicely edited. I love stuff like this. I want to show you another 9A attempt of him because it's very nice to see him on there with his snappy and dynamic climbing style again. And who cares, you know, if this video here is gonna be super long. It's a video about the goat, so we want to give him all the attention that he deserves. Okay, this is Psicoterapia, another crazy thing. I think just a very, very beautiful and pure line, I think. And although the shot starts here a little bit from the side, but there's gonna be a very, very beautifully filmed shot from above where a lot of his snappiness is actually gonna come through. Starting here with a very, very hard sequence, I think already at the very beginning. Like bang, look at how fearlessly he climbed there into this boulder problem without even clipping, right? Very dynamic move at the end of this boulder problem without even having clipped. Now, you can think about that whatever you want, like if that's just crazy dangerous and stuff like that. But apparently he was so sure that he was going to stick it that he didn't need that first clip. Yeah. Like he was also reckless a little bit in a sense, right, back then. Like how... Still just only one quick draw clipped, right? Very pure shot, without a lot of music. There we go, here comes the mono. Oh, beautifully snappy into that side pull. And drop knee. Side pulls, drop knees. Bang, just small, rocking the speedsters, man. Another iconic shoe from La Sportiva actually back then. We all had the speedsters because we saw Adam Ondra climbing in the speedsters. Bang. Big move, bad hold. Look at how much finger you can see there. Like you can see basically all of his fingers there. You don't even know what they're holding. They're just magnetically sucked into this rock, right? Bad hold. And then again, this is one of these routes again, like clipping mistakes, obviously, always with Adam Ondra. But again, one of these very honest, very direct, very brutally straightforward routes where you've got a lot of overhang, you got a blank wall, a couple of clips, a couple of draws. But this is not a 40-meter endurance monster, this is a freaking 15-meter power tester. Oh, power endurance tester as well. It's taking a bit long for everything there. showing me that he's probably not projecting this for a long time already. Now there's a bit of insecurity, which I think is costing him the ascent. Damn. Beautiful. Okay, so when was that? I think this is already a little bit more recent. Yeah, this was 10 years ago. Okay, so he was 21 there. Which basically means that he already climbed 9B plus at this point. Okay, he already climbed 9B plus. I think he climbed his first 9B plus, which was Change, if I'm not mistaken, with 19 years old. So I was looking this up because I thought maybe Toby Roberts, if he sends Perfecto Mundo soon, he's going to be the youngest dude to ever climb 9B plus. But that's not correct. Adam Ondra beat him there as well. He was actually younger at 9B plus. And now, also one purpose of this video is to kind of compare the present Adam Ondra with the past Adam Ondra. Yeah, and for this, I also brought up two videos. The first one is gonna be obviously Silence, the world's hardest route 9C by Adam Ondra, and then we're also gonna take a look at Excalibur because I wanted to show him on Excalibur, a route 90 plus by Stefano Ghisolfi, which we reviewed as well, where it's just a style which the body type and body morphology of Adam Ondra seemingly just doesn't be able to handle anymore. Okay, let's go.
Realistic person, but he's more like the dreamer, and thanks to that, he can do everything what comes in his mind.
What an epic intro towards this very epic and very weird and strange crux of Silence. Here we got him in the knee bar, and here we again see like beefier, already a bit beefier. Like we can see what I've mentioned already there, that this is just exactly what Adam Ondra needs, a weird reachy crux like that. Bang, oh, side pull, bad side pull, super snappy, bang, super snappy again. And this, I mean, everybody's saying like, okay, yeah, it's a weird crux, okay, but it's also a reachy crux. Look at where he is with his right arm down there, still already having to cramp his left leg into this very, very high slot up there. Yeah? Not a lot of people are going to be long enough to actually pull this off. Would be interesting to me how Stefano Ghisolfi actually managed to solve this crux. I think he solved it. He didn't climb the route yet, but I think he solved it, right? There is a video actually out, him huge progress on Silence. Would be interesting to compare the two on this crux here, but crazy move here. Look at that. The flexibility as well, okay? Look at what he's doing here with his left leg. Like, how many people would have already ruined their knees and everything and their ankles in this position? Yeah. And going even further in this direction. That is absolutely insane. And here we got this already quite a lot beefier legs, man. Beefier legs. Super exhausting knee bar here probably. Oh, this got a burn in your left calf, man. Again, ankle mobility, they are beautiful. This is just this very iconic like frame of the thumbnail of him in Silence. Pay attention to the freaking sailboat here on the left hand. Whoa, sailboat. So this is the Ondra, which probably already had 70 kilos or something like that, yeah? And these holds are not that small. It's big moves, as you've seen, okay? Like, maybe let's check it out one more time. But these holds are not that small, okay? Look, it's just big moves all the time, man, yeah? And that's what I mean. As soon as these moves will become super big and the holds will become super small, where just the crazy finger strength divided by body weight monsters shine, or at least those who are able to carry their finger strength divided by body weight into higher reaches, that is the future, man. That is, I think, the future. Just look. It's still so long, man. It's still so long. He loses a foot. Like a weird heel hook there. That looks like a pretty good hold there. Kind of juggy for his standards, probably. It's just such a huge cathedral, man. I was there once as well. And it's just so futuristic to climb there. It's just so unreal, like as if you were on another planet. The rock kind of looks like, because normally when you have granite like this, it's blocky, right? It's like kind of squares and everything and corners. But here you get round stuff, like these waves going and these weird slots out of nowhere, as if you were on the other side of a volcano or something like that. Yeah, it's just really surreal there in the Flat Hanger Cave. I really enjoyed my time there. Yeah. But this is exactly what I mean with oh man, last crux here, as it seems. And big moves. Okay, you gotta be able to hold that heel hook down there and still be up there all the way with your arm. And that's what I mean. You know, we got a huge line. A huge line there, which is just weird boulder crux, weird reachy boulder crux, weird reachy boulder crux, one after the other, separated by weird rests, weird knee bars. And look at how much potential there still is for prolongations and stuff like that. It's enormous. It's just completely enormous. But this is the kind of route where Adam Ondra still shines, okay? Stuff which is not too direct, not too brutal. Finally, let's take a look at him on Excalibur. This is already much more recent. This was 1 year ago. This video was from 1 year ago, so here he's 30.
Many climbers sometimes saying that the difficulties of new routes will be on longer and longer routes.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's on powerful route now.
Of course, he's very much on point here. It's direct, straight, honest power routes. That's gonna be the future, because it's much more better to compare. Like if you put one 9A on top of another 9A and then you got a no hand rest in between or a good knee bar, it's still 9A, or maybe it's 9A plus, yeah? But you cannot really grade it that hard.
Being more powerful, of being more stronger.
Oh yes, it is.
Like every single hold, and now talking with Adam, I can understand that every single movement is also a question of a feeling.
Yes.
Not just a question of being more strong.
But the stronger you are, the less feeling you need, okay? The less dexterity you need.
For almost 3 weeks, I thought I would be stronger than ever, which, well, maybe I am, but the conditions are so bad that I wasn't even able to do the crux move as a single move.
The thing is, at his point in his life, if he is becoming stronger in terms of absolute physical strength in his fingers, he's also gonna be heavier. Yeah, because it's gonna mean more testosterone. It's gonna mean more muscle mass that allows him to have this strength, this additional strength. And at some point, if you train to your genetic limit so much, the additional strength that you gain then is not outplaying the additional weight that you gain as well to get this strength anymore. And that means finger strength divided by body weight wise, you're not making any gains anymore, okay? This is why it's so important to send your stuff, the really hard stuff, early, when you're young, especially as a man. Because then your body is still super light. You don't have this bone density yet. You don't have so much testosterone in your body yet. Your muscle, your reaction in terms of diameter of your muscles is not reacting as quickly still. And you can get actually a lot stronger without getting a lot heavier. Like, look how... It's already mind-blowing to me how he can still move in those moves with this body type. Like, big, man. Still rocking the weird clipping technique. Oh, this is the weird alien grip edge of Stefano, which we also analyzed. Did you remember? Very bad right heel hook. Just super hard to hit here. Oh, it just looks so gnarly, man.
So there are two ways of holding this two-finger bucket for me. This is easier, crimping it, but in order to like dig as deep as possible, I had to put this finger in and kind of go into the torsion. But then the finger is like in torsion, you get it like this and crimp the hell out of it. And in that position, I feel like this is really dangerous. In January, I could maybe try a few days without the pain. Today, actually, I had the plan to try it this way. On my warm-up try, I did not even try. I just tried to like hanging in a rope, feel it, try to pull it a little bit. But then when I was actually going to give a try, just pulling on my shoes, I could already feel like, it's not worth it. I'm pretty sure that maybe if I hold it like this, which is easier for me, I could have a good chance of sending, but I could also have a good chance of injuring myself. So instead I just held it like this, almost did it, but didn't. No, it's absolutely game over.
So, yeah. I think it's very interesting to see here. We went through all of his career now, right? Or we made some very big steps, but we saw the young Adam Ondra. It would be so interesting to see the young Adam Ondra on a route like this, on Excalibur. I think he would do better actually compared to the present Adam Ondra. That would be my prediction. Unfortunately, we will never know. But finger strength divided by body weight wise, Adam Ondra did not make so many gains, I think, throughout his whole career. He just climbed with dexterity, he climbed with agility, he climbed with flexibility, and with just extreme reading skills and just an incredibly strong mind and execution. And this is what I always admired about him, and this is what I will always admire about him, because he did not send with crazy finger strength divided by body weight. He just had he had to develop a climbing style which was so efficient, more efficient than anything that we've seen so far. And the young guns from today, especially Toby Roberts, I would love him to take example or to learn from Adam this climbing style as quickly as possible. Because it's not going to take long and Toby Roberts is also going to get heavier and beefier. And if he manages to adopt this climbing style early, as soon as possible, he just could send 9C+, maybe possibly 10A, whatever. If there is such a route, if there is such a project out there, which again is another struggle, as I've said previously, to actually find something which is reasonably natural at least and beautiful to climb. But that's a different story. But this is what the new guns have to do, man. They have to adopt this climbing style of Adam Ondra, although they have so much finger strength divided by body weight that they seemingly don't need to. They still need to. They just haven't had the projects yet which force them to do it, yeah? So this is what we can expect from the future. This is what Toby Roberts should do, man. If you see this, my dude, take it to heart. Take this advice to heart. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this little trip to the past. I got goosebumps when I saw the young Adam Ondra climbing in the Zillertal and Golpe de Estado. These are videos that I watched to get me psyched 14 years ago, yeah? Crazy that it's been so long already. And I think the very, very, very hard era of Adam Ondra is now coming to an end, which is crazy at only 31 years old. But he just got tall, he got beefy, and he's got other stuff to do now, man. He's got a child, yeah? Congrats. Big congrats, man. What a step. Stay strong and healthy somewhere out there, my friends. I hope I'll hear and see you soon. Bye.